What made the Soviet MiG-15 one of the most feared aircraft of the Korean War? Discover the untold story of how this sleek jet, born from World War II technology, challenged Western supremacy and created shockwaves across the globe. From epic dogfights to its incredible engineering, this is the story of an aviation marvel that revolutionized the way wars were fought in the sky. The Mikoyan-Gurevich MiG-15 was a revolutionary Soviet jet fighter that changed the landscape of aerial combat. Developed in the late 1940s, the MiG-15 was among the first successful jet fighters to feature swept wings, a design that significantly boosted its performance at transonic speeds. Its appearance during the Korean War forced a reassessment of jet aircraft design and prompted the United States to deploy the North American F-86 Sabre to keep up with its capabilities. The MiG-15's roots trace back to earlier Soviet jet experimentation, notably the troublesome MiG-9, which struggled due to its unreliable engines. The real breakthrough came when the Soviet Union acquired Rolls-Royce Nene turbojet engines from Britain, an unexpected gift that the British government offered in a bid to improve post-war relations. These engines were reverse-engineered and adapted, becoming the Klimov RD-45, which powered the new MiG-15. With its powerful engine and innovative wing design, the MiG-15 quickly proved itself a formidable adversary, outperforming straight-winged Western jets of the time. The MiG-15 featured a mid-mounted 35-degree swept wing, which gave it a significant edge in aerial combat over more conventional designs. This advantage was particularly apparent in the Korean War, where MiG-15s were used by Soviet, Chinese, and North Korean pilots to contest air superiority against United Nations forces. The swept wings, inspired partly by German research from World War II, allowed the MiG-15 to reach higher speeds and altitudes, making it an effective interceptor, especially against American bombers like the B-29 Superfortress. Soviet pilots flying the MiG-15 were officially disguised as North Korean or Chinese airmen, and their participation in the Korean War was kept secret for many years. Despite these attempts at secrecy, American forces soon realized they were facing skilled Soviet pilots, dubbed honchos. The MiG-15 became especially feared in an area known as MiG Alley, where numerous dogfights took place between Soviet MiG-15s and American F-86 Sabres. These engagements highlighted the strengths and weaknesses of both aircraft, with the MiG having superior high-altitude performance and heavier armament, while the F-86 had better maneuverability at lower altitudes and more advanced targeting systems. One of the defining features of the MiG-15 was its powerful armament, designed primarily to intercept bombers. It carried two 23mm cannons and a 37mm cannon, which, while effective against large, slow-moving targets, proved less suitable for dogfighting agile enemy fighters. Despite this, the MiG-15's rugged design, simplicity, and the absence of wing fuel tanks made it a tough opponent, able to withstand significant damage and still return to base. The MiG-15 underwent further development, leading to the creation of the MiG-17, which featured even better performance and remained effective against newer Western fighters during the Vietnam War. More than 13,000 MiG-15s were produced, making it one of the most widely manufactured jet aircraft in history. It was used not only by the Soviet Union but also by many of its allies, including China, North Korea, and several Eastern European nations. The operational history of the MiG-15 also includes its role in the Chinese Civil War, where it helped defend mainland China against nationalist attacks from Taiwan. Soviet pilots flying MiG-15s managed to shoot down several Taiwanese aircraft, marking the beginning of the jet's storied combat history. The MiG-15's involvement in the Korean War further solidified its reputation. It was particularly effective at intercepting American B-29 bombers, forcing the U.S. to switch from daylight bombing raids to nighttime operations to reduce losses. In the skies over Korea, the MiG-15 and the F-86 Sabre were well-matched adversaries. The Sabre's .650 caliber machine guns contrasted with the MiG's heavier cannons, and both aircraft had their strengths and weaknesses. Soviet tactics often involved using altitude to their advantage, diving down on American formations, and and then retreating across the Yalu River into Chinese airspace when threatened. This tactic made it difficult for American pilots to chase them without risking political escalation. The MiG-15's design was influenced by German engineering knowledge seized after World War II, particularly research into swept-wing aerodynamics. The aircraft's development represented a significant leap forward for Soviet aviation, closing the gap with Western powers and establishing the Soviet Union as a major player in jet fighter technology. The MiG-15's success prompted rapid advancements in American jet designs, including the introduction of swept-wing fighters like the F-86. Despite its strengths, the MiG-15 had its share of challenges. It was prone to entering uncontrollable spins during high-speed maneuvers, and many inexperienced pilots struggled with its handling characteristics. During test flights, even experienced American pilot Chuck Yeager found the MiG-15 difficult to control at transonic speeds, noting that it could easily enter a spin if not carefully managed. This trait, combined with the lack of a fully flying tail, limited the aircraft's effectiveness at speeds approaching Mach 1. The legacy of the MiG-15 extends beyond its combat achievements. It played a crucial role in training pilots for the next generation of jet aircraft, and its trainer variant, the MiG-15 UTI, remained in use for many years. The aircraft also became a symbol of Soviet technological prowess during the early years of the Cold War, demonstrating that the USSR could produce cutting-edge military hardware capable of challenging Western dominance. One of the most dramatic episodes involving the MiG-15 occurred in 1953 when a North Korean pilot, Lieutenant No Kum-sok, defected to South Korea with his MiG-15. This event provided the United States with a valuable opportunity to study the aircraft in detail, gaining insights into its strengths and weaknesses. The defection was a major propaganda victory for the U.S., and the captured MiG was thoroughly tested, revealing much about Soviet jet technology. The MiG-15's operational versatility extended to multiple conflicts beyond Korea. It was used by Egypt during the Suez Crisis of 1956, where it engaged in combat with British, French, and Israeli forces. Despite being outclassed by more modern Western fighters, the MiG-15s managed to score some victories, showcasing the robustness of its design. The aircraft was also involved in various Cold War incidents, including interceptions of NATO reconnaissance aircraft along the borders of the Soviet Union and its allies. In the years following its introduction, the MiG-15 was exported to numerous countries, serving in air forces across Eastern Europe, Asia, Africa, and even in Cuba. Its widespread use made it one of the most recognizable symbols of Soviet military aid during the Cold War. Many of these aircraft remained in service for decades, often upgraded or modified to extend their operational life. The MiG-15's simplicity and ease of maintenance contributed to its longevity, making it a reliable asset for smaller air forces with limited resources. The MiG-15 also played a role in the early development of air combat tactics involving jet aircraft. Its encounters with Western fighters helped shape the evolution of aerial dogfighting strategies, emphasizing the importance of speed, altitude, and surprise. The lessons learned from engagements between MiG-15s and F-86s influenced the design and tactics of future jet fighters, laying the groundwork for the high-speed, high-altitude combat that would characterize later stages of the Cold War. In addition to its combat role, the MiG-15 was used as a testbed for various experimental technologies. Soviet engineers modified some MiG-15s to test new engines, radar systems, and armaments, contributing to the development of subsequent fighter designs. The aircraft's adaptability and straightforward construction made it an ideal platform for experimentation, further enhancing its value to the Soviet military-industrial complex. Overall, the MiG-15 was more than just a fighter jet. It was a symbol of Soviet ingenuity and a key player in the early years of jet-powered warfare. Its impact on aerial combat, military strategy, and Cold War politics was profound. The aircraft's ability to challenge Western air superiority forced a rapid pace of innovation on both sides of the Iron Curtain, ultimately leading to the development of more advanced and capable jet fighters. Even today, the MiG-15 is remembered as a pioneering aircraft that helped define the early jet age, leaving a lasting legacy in the annals of military aviation history.